All right, it says we're live. I'm gonna check
God.
the stream real quick. Yeah, we're going.
God. All right, Shalom. First and
Shalom.
foremost, first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Love honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect. All right, this lesson is going to be going into the mystery of the Gentiles, and essentially, you know, the Gentiles that we're talking about are the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Like what is that in in what is that, John the 10th chapter, where it says other sheep I have which are not of this fold. Let me see here. Yep, John chapter 10 verse 16. It just came to mind real quick. It says, John chapter 10 verse 16, it says, and other sheep I have which are not of this fold. And these are the words of Yahushua, by the way. So matter of fact, I'll start at verse 14. Yahushua said, I am the good shepherd and know my sheep and am known of mine. So when we hear the words of Yahushua, we are called and drawn to his word. We're called and drawn to the doctrine that he pushes, because there's something in our spirit that resonates with us, to make sure that to make sure that we get it. And that is something that's really given to us. It's not something that we can control. It's just an inclination to want to be in league with the Most High. And where we join him by pretty much following his son, following the voice, following the way that Yahweh Shai lived and set up. It says, verse 15, as the Father knoweth me, even so I the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep, which is exactly what he did. Yahweh Shai sacrificed himself for the sake of Israel, to be delivered, by way of their sins being covered. Okay, starting with the elect. And it says, verse 16, here's the point again, and other sheep I have which are not of this fold. Now keep in mind where Yahweh Shai was when he said this. He was in Judea, right? Which consisted of solely or predominantly the southern kingdom, okay, the tribe of Judah and Benjamin, and also some Levites. But the other nine tribes, they were scattered abroad. You also had some of the Judites and some of the Levites and some of the Benjamites also scattered abroad throughout Asia Minor. Okay, and a majority of the northern kingdom had went on to what you would call the New World, the northern and South America during the Assyrian Empire. And so ultimately, through the process of time, the word has gone out, like the scriptures say. I believe it's in Psalms 19. And you know I wasn't meaning to have this long prologue, but it's all gonna come full circle. I believe it's in Psalm 19, where it talks about the line has gone out, through the four corners of the earth, roughly paraphrasing, which is talking about this word going out to all the tribes, man. Okay, and so this is a beautiful thing, seeing these prophecies come full circle. I'm gonna finish this verse in verse 16. It says, "Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd." Because again, the house, uh, well, I'll say the tribes, the northern and southern kingdom, were divided. During the time of Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. And so, um, ultimately, Yahushua is going to be the one to unify that. And that's what we're looking forward to. That's what we're so excited about. That's why we can't stop preaching and prophesying about it, because we can't wait till it happens. Right. So you got it out. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah, I
got it,
just
bro.
had a precept to back you up on, that, to follow up on that precept that you just brought out. This is John 7. and 35, it says, "Then said the Jews among themselves, Whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go into the
Mm,
dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the
mm,
Gentiles?"
mm. Right. The diaspora, where the Christians they love to use it. You know, some of them may know where it's actually located. I believe. How many times are you on the computer? Can you pull
Con
up how many times that actual word occurs in the scriptures, Baba Kushai?
Diaspora?
What's the Strong's? Yeah, Baba Kushai. What's the Strong's number for that word? I want to see something real
G12
quick. G1290. You said.
G1290.
Okay. All right. So it comes up. Ooh, bro. It comes up three times, and guess where one of the three times it comes up at?
Right there.
James 1:1.
Yeah.
That's the spirit, bro. That's the
Um,
spirit. We were just talking about that. You know what I'm saying? The 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, dispersed, scattered abroad, and then the other time in First Peter 1:1, which I remember doing a lesson with the brother from Atlanta, Kasha Kwala, on First Peter 1, going into the different locations of the places that Peter listed. And so this is talking about the Israelite foreigners, man. That is the mystery. That's the mystery of the Gentiles, you know.
mm.
So did you want to keep going on that, bro?
No,
Or
it's
is that
fine.
it on that? I mean, that's pretty much the point.
Yeah, and that word Gentiles in the New Testament, you know, Hellenist, which means, somebody that has speaks Greek and has adopted the Greek ways. So that's why, you have Israelites considered themselves Greeks, just like today. Here in America, you got people identifying as everything except for where they came from, because America was that mixing pot, just like same thing in
Mm-hmm.
ancient Rome and ancient Greek. It's like you had is a melting pot or a mixing pot, and then they all you know
Mm-hmm.
lost their ways, or straight up
Yeah.
gave it. And you can read about the account of that in the first Maccabees, about how they were about how the
But
Israelites were they basically caught hell because they were keeping the traditions. And so they just were like, hey, let's just start acting like the heathens and give up our heritage, you know? And that's like roughly paraphrasing. I know it's in
okay.
First Maccabees, I believe the first chapter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it talks about how evils were exceedingly multiplied, in the earth. And
They saw
for
life.
example, let's go to like First Maccabees. Can you hear me out?
Yeah, I can use.
Okay. I think that there's a decent lag. So if it gets any worse, I'm gonna go out of the live stream and then come back. But because I see your mouth moving, and then it's like maybe like a 3 or 4 second lag. But anyway, let me just go ahead and read this precept. This is First Peter. Excuse me, First Peter. This is First Maccabees. I'll start at verse 40. Actually, I'll start at verse 43. It says, "Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice, and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and the holy people." And this is why to this day I get so I get so worked up at the audacity of our people just so nonchalantly celebrating these feast days. And it's like they don't even want to hear they don't even want to hear what their own heritage is. you know they want to continue to live in the facade of, well, everything's okay right now. you know my 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years on the earth, I haven't been judged or anything like that for following after, for celebrating, I should say, Father's Day and Mother's Day. Father's Day just passed, and they'll say, well, it doesn't matter about you, following it. It's about the person that follows it. You're supposed to be, being selfless and all this stuff. And it's like all you have to do is look up at the origin of it. Father's Day was originated from some girl's dad's birthday in the 1920s, and the thing is, it's like where is the story behind that makes it important to observe? There is none. These heathen create their own holidays because the Most High didn't give them holidays, but He
Right.
gave us holidays. And so it's like our people will rather go with the traditions of the heathen because they've cast away the Most High. It doesn't make them feel good. It doesn't, it's all about the feeling, especially with these women, man. They want to, see whatever makes them feel good. As long as it makes them feel good, it can't be that bad, right? And so, the scriptures say that she that liveth in pleasures is dead while she liveth. But, you know, it's just really, it's really sad. It makes you really shake your head at again, the just nonchalant, disrespect of not even trying to look into the history. You know what I mean? Especially when it's presented to them. That's just something that I just kind of, because it's like if you knew this history that it was that it was forcefully taken away from us, our heritage and things like that, it'll piss you off, man. I
Con,
mean,
yeah.
you can keep reading down. Like I'll drop down to verse con. I'll drop down to verse 48, and then we can keep moving on. But it says, let me see here. Actually, where did I stop? I'm gonna just continue where I stopped because it was verse 46 where I stopped. It says, "And pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts." That they should go and leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanliness and profanation. And that's the thing. People think just because the Most High hasn't retaliated on, them persisting in their wickedness, that they're justified in what they're doing. And the thing is, they don't see that it's wicked because they haven't gotten judged yet. But why don't you just take some precautionary measures and just think, maybe I should analyze the origin of the things of the days that I'm worshiping. Maybe I should look into the holidays that the Bible prescribes and see why is it that it's no longer celebrated and observed here in America versus, just going with the flow with everybody else, knowing that the Most High don't care about if everybody else is doing it. He care about if you doing it or not, you know?
Mhm.
So, I didn't want to go on a rant, but it's just like, man, bro, these holidays, man, people got freaking demons on them, man. This Juneteenth BS, man, but I don't want to go all over the place.
Yeah.
Going, you got it out. You got it.
No, I was gonna add also, when in Amos where it says, "I will hate and despise your feast days," it was really talking about the feast days in the scriptures because the Israelites were keeping it in a hypocritical manner, you know? So even when it comes to the Most High's high holy days, there's a certain way that you need to celebrate it. A correct way. You can't go off of like your own vain opinion. You can't just say, "Yeah, I'm going to celebrate the Passover how I want to celebrate it," because then it's no longer how the Most High wants it really. You know.
Right. Absolutely.
So
And that's what the thing is, man. I'll go, they follow after their own lust, bro. And it's,
come,
and it's sad that when
come.
they get the reproof, because we all did the same thing, right? We all had birthday parties, 8 years old, 12 years old, got, had the candles on the cake, however old you are. That's how many candles you get to get to blow it. You have, go to the skating rink, you go to the bowling alley, you celebrate your birthday as a child. But when you are an adult and then you find out that the celebration of birthdays is a heathenistic custom, and the only time you see the words birthday is mentioned by heathen. You had Pharaoh, and then you had what was that? Herod. It should tell you, and then you go to uh, what's that? Is it in Jeremiah? Is it in Jeremiah the 20th chapter where it says, let not this day where my mother bare me be blessed? I know it's in Jeremiah somewhere. Cursed be the day wherein I was born. So it's like,
Yeah, I know.
people don't think about these scriptures, man. They don't, because they don't read them.
I know in Job it said Job cursed the day that he was born when he was going through his
Okay, I'm sorry.
I believe. I could be mistaken.
No, I think you're right because I was thinking about it as I was saying it. It's definitely one of the two. Um,
Oh, I
but
think
I
it's
believe this. Okay, Jeremiah 20 and 14. Let me read it. Let me
uh,
read it. Jeremiah 20 and 14. It says, "Cursed be." I know which one you're talking about though, but this Jeremiah chapter 20 and 14. It says, "Cursed be the day wherein I was born. Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed." You know, and so that's the thing. It's like, people worshiping and celebrating their the day of their birth, when it's like there's days that are more worthy of being celebrated than the day of your birth. If you're celebrating your birthday, but you're not celebrating, the Passover, or you're not observing the Passover, you're not observing the Day of Atonement, you're not observing, these certain days and acknowledging them, you missing the ball. You know what I'm saying? Um, you're not observing the Sabbath, you're not keeping yourselves from idols, then you're missing the ball, man. You know. So, and I
no.
believe, actually, never mind. I'll take that back. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was, just to bring it back on topic, that's why the Most High, raises up judges and prophets to, correct Israelites whenever they start veering off from the truth. And that's who we're calling back to repentance, is those Israelites, that have adopted these heathenistic customs. Wake them up, let them know that this isn't the way, that we have a far better promise, that we need to uh, 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 uphold our end of the covenant, to the best of our ability, so that the Most High may have mercy on us in the day of judgment. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I got a preset for you if you want.
um,
Okay, this is Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 7. It says, I'm sorry, verse 6. It says, "But now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator of a better covenant," talking about Yahushua, which was established upon better promises. You know, and people don't understand the covenants. They don't understand the old covenant, the difference between the old covenant and the new covenant. And you know, we go into these things, and if you refuse to listen and hearken, the blood's on your, it's off our hands, and it's going to be upon your head, because you're not going to have no covering, no sacrifice. You're going to be the sacrifice, because the judgment is coming, man. All right, judgment is coming. And to the point of the topic, the mystery of the Gentiles. Our people, well, yeah, they just don't believe that they're the Israelites at this point. You know what I mean? Because if they truly believed that they were Israelites, then they would act accordingly. You know what I mean? But they just think that they're just people. They think that everybody's equal. They think that you shouldn't judge. They go to church and they listen to their. I'm trying to get worked up. They listen to these pastors that lead them astray, and the people are looking at the public, they're looking at the pastor, and they're like, well, look, I mean, he follows the Bible, he's a very nice guy, he's open, all this stuff. And it's like, you're missing the mark. you
yeah,
know
they want to hear those
you're not the smooth things, man. you know when the pastor's not teaching them, not to take the chip.
Mm-mm.
The pastor is bringing out three scriptures over the course of an hour and a half. Half of it is interluded by songs, offerings, praise, worship, and all this stuff. And then you might have a sermon that, that goes in, you know, 25, 30 minutes. And you might get 3 of those minutes, maybe, going into what the actual scripture that he brought out is going into. And then the rest is just feel good, man. And so, it's like, how long is it that these people are going to, cling on to that? And it's until, matter of fact, now it's the perfect time to bring out Romans 11:25. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
come.
Uh,
I got it if you
I
want.
have it here, or if you want to read it, you can. Okay,
Yeah, I'll
okay,
read it
that's
for you.
fine. Go ahead.
This is Romans 11:25. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be unwise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in.
Right. It says blindness. Well, first of all, excuse me, Paul said, I would not, brethren, have you ignorant, meaning that, look, this is something that you need to know. Okay. This is, it's kind of, a little bit esoteric knowledge, might not be as known, in the public eye as other things. Okay. But it's still important for you to know that blindness, people are spiritually blind. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't know because they are the ones that are blind. But of the ones that are spiritually awakened, we know that our people are spiritually blind, right?
Mm.
It says, like you said, that blindness in part is happened to Israel. Wait, first of all, I'm sorry, I can't skip over the middle of that verse. It says, I would not have you ignorant, brethren, that excuse me, I would not have you ignorant of this mystery, lest you be wise in your own conceits. Let's address that real quick. What does it mean to be wise in your own conceits?
That means
Basically, to
I was
you
going to
got it,
say,
Slack.
I'm going to quote the scriptures that say, your heart is deceitful above all things. And, what's the other one that says, many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion
Mm-hmm.
hath overthrown their judgment.
Overthrown their judgment.
Yeah,
Yep,
because they want to hear
absolutely.
the what the Spirit has to say, what the scriptures have to say on a subject. They rather just, go off of their own vain opinion. Oh well, he can't be a Jake
I
because
got
he's
you.
a certain way. Go ahead, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of a lag too. So like it, brother. I'm saying I'm not trying to cut you off or nothing.
Oh no, you're good, bro.
Um, Con, So this is Sirach chapter 3, just what you quoted. Sirach chapter 3 verse 24. It says, "For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment." Which is why it's so important to examine yourself, whether you be in the faith, to see what if the life that saying that you live in is in accordance to the scriptures, or not. And if it's not, then you got to get in line because we're also held accountable. You know what I mean? Yeah, the scriptures say, it doesn't say just judge not. That's not the end of it. It
Hold on
says
one second.
judge not lest ye be judged. Meaning with what measure you meet, it'll be measured unto you again. So if you judge harshly, you're gonna be judged harshly. All right. Or if you're being a hypocrite, you're gonna be judged according to according to the fact that you're acting as if you're holy, and you really not, you really not refraining from things that you telling other people to refrain from. That's what Yahweh Shai was cursing the Pharisees out about. So it is a fine line, that we walk a tightrope, like the elders talk about, apostles talk about. But we have to be held accountable as well. All right. But that doesn't mean that we're not able to speak on these things, because there are men, like the scriptures say in Revelation 14, that in whose mouth is no guile, man. They're virgins. So
Mm.
you can't take away from that. You know what I mean? So there's some men that are going to be able, they have that authority to speak on what we're talking about. And that's why we say, Lord willing, we're those men. Because somebody has to do it. Paul said, woe unto me if I preach not the gospel. The thing is, we have the information. All right. And that's why we've been commissioned to break down the scriptures accordingly.
Mm.
So don't get mad if the shoe fits you. We're not trying to, attack anybody personally, but the word is offensive, man. The Lord is, scripture say, Lord is a man of war. This is harsh information to those that may be hearing this initially, and again, I don't want to go off topic. What I'm saying, but I think that was the point on the. Oh, let me finish the verse, or I'm gonna just address the last part of that verse in Romans 9 and 20. Excuse me, 11 and 25. It says that blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in, and that's the point that we wanted to get. Baba Shah, could you pull up that word fullness in
Sure.
the Greek? The water.
Yeah, it's Strong's G, 4138.
Are you able
Globe.
to share your screen on there?
Yeah, kind of got you.
Okay, because it has the perfect definition, and when you go into the lexicon, the Greek lexicon. So if you scroll down a little bit to the there we go to the right, Strong's definitions legend. Jump to scripture index. I'm sorry, at the bottom down there. Yeah, try that one, and then go to the particular verse, Romans 11 and 25 down there, right there in the middle, and then you can see in the bold it says a fulfilling, a keeping. Oh, I'm sorry. Go up because you can see Romans 11:25 right there on the same row as your mouth. So it says fullness, abundance, and it also says full number. So if you replace that word um, fullness with the phrase full number, it makes a lot more sense now, right? The full number of the Gentiles, meaning the full number of the Israelite foreigners that are predestined to wake up in these times, right?
Mm,
That until that full number, until the elect are sealed, right? Until the elect are waking up, there's going to be blindness in part to the entire nation of Israel, being that we haven't been delivered yet, and the laws haven't been written in our inward parts. So you got people that's claiming that they're saved. They're saved. They're saved from what? What are you saved from? Oh, well, when I die, I'm going to heaven. Well, that's the thing. Everybody goes to the same place. All
Con,
spirits go to the same place. So you're talking about you're saved from hell when hell is the grave. So you're not saved from that because we're all subject to death, you know. But that's the thing. Christianity has our people so confused, and it's very infuriating when you really think about it. That that's what they think.
con.
Our people are just they're so far gone. Even though that their intentions are good, they're through, man. We need salvation in order to really truly be happy. You know, talking about us, that have the light. Because they're trying to convince us that we're bugged out. You got it out.
Well, yeah, since you brought that out, we can grab Romans the 10th chapter and start at the first
Mm-hmm.
verse. It says,
Mm-hmm.
"Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to
Mm-hmm.
knowledge." So, like you said,
Right.
they might have good intentions, but you know, your intentions aren't the Most High's intentions, and for that reason,
Right.
judgment is going to be executed. The Most High's judgment, not your judgment. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it says, "For they
Mm-hmm.
being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness for their own intentions." So, and that's
Mm-hmm.
just them being ignorant of the Most High's intentions of righteousness. Have not submitted
But it's
themselves.
worse when it's Salakia.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna finish it off. Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High because they're rebellious. They don't want to submit to the
Mm-hmm.
Most High. They want to go,
Mm-hmm.
their own vain opinion, their own way, and that's what led, the Israelites being scattered among the other nations, and that's why you have Israelites that don't know that they're Israelites, that think that they're, white, black, Latino. They think that, they're calling themselves everything but, who they really are, you know. But you got it. You still there?
Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Salakia. Oh man, brothers are commenting on there too. Some scriptures. But anyway, damn, I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Oh, matter of fact, the next verse in Romans, um, Romans 11, is a good one too. Um, I can. So this is
Uh, yep. Okay. Yeah, you went out, bro. Oh, there you go. You're going
yeah, we
in
shouldn't
and
be.
out.
We shouldn't be. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Salakia. That won't happen again, Lord willing.
Okay.
I
Cool.
was gonna ask, could you read that scripture in Romans 11? in
Come,
26.
come. This is Romans 11 and 26. It says, "And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob."
Right. And that's the point, you know. After you read verse 25, it talks about the fullness of the Gentiles being come in, which means the elect being sealed and waking up fully. And that is when Yahweh Shai will return and destroy, destroy Babylon the Great, okay, which is America. And it says, and so all Israel shall be saved. So consequently, when this place falls, that is going to usher in the kingdom. That's going to usher in the awakening of the entire nation of Israel. Because again, pursuant to uh, Jeremiah the 32nd chapter, Israel is going to receive that laws written in their inward parts, man. Okay,
Mhm.
and that's really what we want. That's really what we want to see from people. We say that the 2/3 are wicked and all this stuff, which they are, but we don't want them to be. We don't want them to be in that state. That's a state of
Torment, really.
just depravity.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not a way. It's really not a way to live. It's really a detrimental, low level way of existing. And the same thing with us, even just being in these fleshly bodies, uh, you know, being prone to sin, right? That's something that we detest. Um, and that's why we strive for deliverance. But that just because we're striving for it doesn't mean that we actually are actually saved. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
people got it mixed up, but you gotta get back on track.
That's also why the
Hmm.
scriptures say those that hate their or love not their lives unto death. Because the elects,
Hmm.
we don't love this shit. We don't like being subject to sin. We want to do perfect by the eyes of
Man,
Bashim Shah. And we also hate our people, seeing our people go off. You know, like it's like you said, bro. It's vexing, and,
yeah.
and the ones that can't accept this truth and that lie to themselves and they turn to those smooth sayings, to those lies. The best thing for them is really death, because
Hmm.
like second Ezra, it says the same, the ones that despise the law of the Lord, the same must know it after death by pain. So that's why
Hmm.
that they need death, because that's the only time when they're really going to get right, is whenever they judgment is executed and then they're born right, in their right minds in the kingdom. you know
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, man. This place is really sickening when you think about it. That's why Paul talked about in Philippians, the first chapter, like, hey, it would really be better for me to be in the spirit world, you know, because it's like you prone to wickedness either way it goes. Every time you wake up, every time you go out in the world, every time you come home, you're prone to going off, man. And you know, we all have to go through it. You know what I'm saying? It's a cross that we all have to carry. Um, but we look forward to the day where we don't have to do it anymore. And it's a spirit, because I didn't really read down in Romans 11, but it talks about that. And I'm gonna go ahead and read it real quick. The 27th verse. Um, Actually, I'm sorry. Let me finish verse 26. It says, "You need a teacher to break this down." You know, your pastor reading the scripture and then going into another topic is not him breaking it down. But anyway, I'm gonna get that Christianity, man, as long as I can. But going back to Romans 11 and 27, it says, "For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins." Wait, 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 wait. So it talks about Israel being saved. It
hmm
talks about out of Zion coming a deliverer. It talks about Jacob having their ungodliness taken away from them. It's not talking about the whole wide world. It's talking about Israel, man. Again, our people got this inclusive mentality of wanting to have the other nations being included in the covenants, And that's not biblical. It's wrong. It's false. Okay? The Most High does not care about the other nations like he cares about Israel. Just like how if you have a woman, you don't care about other women and you wouldn't go to the length of if your woman caught a like for example, if your woman caught a flat at 3 o'clock in the morning, 30 miles away from home, you gonna get up and go pick her up, and make sure she good. You're gonna go through drastic lengths to protect your woman and make sure she's straight versus a random pedestrian that you walk down the street that you see walking down the street that happen to be a woman. You're not finna go to those lengths. You know what I mean? To preserve her like how you would your own wife. So it's like, or your sister or something. So it's like that's the comparison. Okay, the Most High doesn't care about the because he's not made. They're not. The scriptures say that the Most High is our husband, man. He's married. We are married to him, man. Okay, as a nation. Well, we hope to be joined back unto him again as a nation, but we were once married unto him, man. Okay, and so we're called by his name. People don't get that. It's like it's the simplest concept, but they just don't accept it.
Mm,
But then that's the mystery of the Gentiles. Because of our people casting away the Most High's words, He casts us away. Hosea 1:9. You
mhm.
know, that's how we became Gentiles. That's how we became likened unto the heathen by doing that, following after their gods to the point where the Most High was like, you know what, you're not my wife no more. I disown you. You're too rebellious. You're getting kicked out. Go out to the streets. She's for the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or
So yeah,
you
man.
can make the same comparison, if you have rebellious kids, they're not following, your, rules of the house, your house rules, so you kick them out of the house. If they wanna act like
Hmm.
some other kid, some other person's kids, it's like, "Okay, we'll
Yeah.
go with them for a little while and see how it works out for you." And then, whenever you realize that that life, isn't really the life that you thought it was, and you wanna, come back and submit yourself to my rules, and, I'll accept you to come back, like the story of the prodigal son, same thing.
Hmm.
And I gotta,
And we are, yeah, you got it.
yeah,
I mean,
I
we don't even
this
really have to go into it. You got it.
okay, this is, First Corinthians 12, and, I'll start at 1. 'Cause it's pretty much saying the same thing as Romans 11 and 25. It says, "Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led. Wherefore I give you to understand that no man speaking by the Spirit of the Most High calleth Yahushua accursed, that no man can say that Yahushua is the Lord, but by the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Ghost." So he was breaking down to him, like, look, you got to understand that you were once Gentiles. You were once, led away to these dumb idols. And the only way you turned back from that was by the doings of the Ruach HaKodesh, the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. So just like that, that you're gonna have other people, you know, accepting the truth of the scriptures, by the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, that don't necessarily, that were cast away, just like you were, no matter what they look like, and that's all by the spirit, man, you know. And then we can grab
Con.
Romans 8 and 16 and follow up with that, and we can really close with that if you unless you had something else.
Hey, I'm down for that, brother. You said Romans 8 and 16?
Come.
Okay, got you. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 16. It says, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High."
Yeah, and is that word spirit capitalized in your Bible?
Con, it is. It is.
So what does that tell you?
You, yeah, it's a lot. It's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit of a delay, but you got it.
Yeah, so I mean, with it being capitalized, it's talking about the Most High Spirit, that Rakakodash, that Holy Spirit of Yahweh through His Son Yahweh Shai, that's bestowed on certain people, to the elect of Israel to understand these scriptures, and when it starts bearing witness with the Israelite spirit, hey man, that's an undeniable, irrefutable evidence that they're an Israelite. That's the determining factor, you know,
Hmm.
because we
Right.
can't prove that we're Israelites through carnal means. We don't have the genealogies to go back, all the way to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you know. So I mean that this is the evidence is faith. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. It boils down to a spiritual thing, but you know through the spirit we know that carnally we do go back to the Israelites. You know, but you got
Absolutely.
any other points, Sock?
Man, you pretty much made it, bro. You hit the nail on the head with everything. I know I said that last time, but when we come with the topic, I think we very thoroughly go over it. Um, I don't really want to ramble on too much without getting precepts anyway. I do think that we should. I can. Well, matter of fact, yeah. Let me just read the next verse in Romans 8. This is Romans 8 and 17. It says, "And if children." Actually, I'll read verse 16 again. It says, "The Spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High." And that's talking about the Spirit of the Most, like the actual Spirit of the Most High is when it says beareth witness, meaning that it testifies of of our our spirit. Our inclination is to worship the Most High. Like if you read Romans the second chapter, it talks about pretty much how inherently, even if you aren't raised in the customs and the manners of an Israelite, you're still going to gravitate towards doing the will of the Most High, in the sense of you know being spiritual, um, you know, having some sense of morals and stuff like that. These other nations don't have that inclination. But going down to the 17th verse, and if children, then heirs. So I mean, I'm getting deja vu, but it's probably because we go over it all the time. You know, if you have a child, that child is going to inherit whatever legacy that you have, whatever belongings that you have to pass down to that child, whether it be land, whether it be riches, whether it be cattle, whatever the case is, whatever the case may be. It says, if children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High. So if we're children of the Most High, that means that we inherit things that the Most High is passing down to us. And joint heirs, meaning brothers with Mashiach. Yahushai is an Israelite, man. We are also Israelites. We have the same forefather. How about that? And so that's heavy, man. That counts for something. You know, it says, "If so be that we suffer with him." So, because remember what Yahushua said, "Who is my mother and my brother and my sister?" Said he that basically worship the Most High and keep His commandments and do with the will of my Father. Right? It says, "If so be that we suffer with him." Okay, that's what really solidifies whether or not we are going to be joint heirs with Mashiach in the kingdom. It says that we may be also glorified together. So we really got to identify who is this this person in the Bible that's talked about so frequently that we call Yahweh Shai. Who is he? Get a personal relationship with him and find out, what makes somebody so obsessed with with that name to where we going into it as frequently as we do. We're cutting out everything to go out and preach, you know, to do lessons, to, gather one another in that name, gather amongst one another in that name, you know, and really get into it, man. If you want to take this seriously and have a shot at being called, one of the good and faithful servants. So that's pretty much what I got, brother. I know you said you close out, so.
Yeah, come. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, bro. But yeah, with that, we're willing this video was edifying and uplifting to the elect of Israel, you know. So once again, we're gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Wachakodash. Again, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to the elect out there that's pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.